The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Conor Commentary, a hilarious take on news, politics, sports, and current events. It's time to buckle up. Here's Conor.
All right, guys, we are back, and we have big news, as I promised last week. Ed, say something.
Hello.
Does anyone recognize this voice? This is Wilson from the Behind the Fence. He has emerged. It is Ed Sullivan. Here he is.
Now, one comment on the intro.
Yes.
It's really not up to you to say it's a hilarious take.
That's very true.
That's kind of up to the audience.
Did I make that up, or did you guys make that up?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. That's Mr. Jonathan who does the voiceover, though, right? He does a great job, by the way.
Maybe he thinks you're hilarious.
Do you think he does? We could ask him downstairs when we see him.
Yeah, we'll ask him.
We'll have to see what he has to say. It also says that we're current events and politics, and I don't think we really talked about either.
We don't talk politics. We could try that today.
We could, yeah. There was a big day yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was some
It was,
Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday, Super Tuesday.
Super Fat Tuesday.
Super Fat Tuesday, whatever it was. Ben, and also, while we have Ed here, Ed, do you want to make the announcement, which is the really big news?
What's the really big news?
That you're retiring.
Well, people are saying that. I'm just
That's
stopping working.
Stopping working. Is that different from retiring?
It could be.
Okay. What does retirement mean? You move to Florida and become old?
Yeah, you get old and die. And I'm not quite there yet.
All right.
But,
so you've decided to no longer work.
Somewhat.
Was this because of the Jatine episode where he told you about your finances being in good order?
Well,
do we have him to blame for this? Jatine, it's your fault.
That was an impact because I was certainly concerned about my future until he came on the show. And
then you heard.
He basically said, I got my shit together.
Right.
And I think he said I should have been the guest or some such thing.
Yes.
So,
he's like, what are you doing here?
What are you doing? Why are you over there doing that?
And then the next day you put in your recognition, right? Or resignation. What's the word for it? Resignation. Your recognition.
Yeah. I want recognition. I demand it.
No.
I think you should have some recognition.
I don't.
Something.
And this voice is the voice of the new producer, the new Ed. Ben, you want to introduce yourself to the Conor Commentary clan?
No, I'm good.
You don't have anything to say?
We'll just let it ride.
We'll let it ride. All right.
I'll chime in when necessary.
That's the new. You're Ed. You're the new Ed.
Listen,
and Ed did a great job.
I'm hopeful.
You're hopeful.
That, who's that guy? Beauregard?
Buford.
Buford.
He didn't say anything this week.
What?
No. He's air silent. That's part of the show. I had to tell you that. Yeah. He has not responded to anything this week. So he's gone dark.
Are we worried about him?
I think we're worried about him, yeah.
Do you think the Lord struck him down and he's burning in the fires of hell for eternity?
Was he in Nashville a couple days ago?
He was in... What, did something happen in Nashville?
Jeez.
I don't know anything about current events.
Current events.
What was it?
I thought we were focusing on the hilarious, and that one's not hilarious.
You don't find that hilarious?
Not really.
What, did something funny happen in Nashville?
No.
Tornado.
Oh, there was a tornado.
What was the final count? 28?
Last I saw it was like 22 or something.
Really? Wow, I'm way in the dark. I had no idea there was a tornado.
Where you been?
Working. I don't know.
I mean, I'm really, number one, I'm concerned that you're wearing a tie.
I am wearing a tie because I wanted to announce your resignation. I figured I should dress up. I wanted to make a good impression on Ben.
Number two,
I appreciate that.
Right after the show, I may teach you how to properly tie a tie.
I'm not very good at it. I throw it all together,
No, I'd like to
last
see
minute.
a classic Windsor knot.
I don't know what that is.
No, of course you.
That's like the double. That's like the double knot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on! I don't know how to do
Classic
that.
Windsor. There's a double Windsor.
It gives you a much more, let's call it, symmetric look than that mess.
It's much more prominent, right?
It can be, but
Right.
it's symmetric. That's lopsided.
It's lopsided.
Yes.
I only wear it like half on. I want it to be half serious, half not serious.
Just get a clip on.
Second
That's
point,
a good idea.
I'm not a fan of using a stripe like that because it just comes out looking bad.
The stripe
Even
tie?
if
You
it
don't
were
do the stripe
tied
tie?
properly.
You're very judgmental.
I know.
I'm old. I can say whatever I'm thinking.
That's true.
Especially if you're not employed.
That's
There's no
true.
reason
That's true.
not to say whatever you're thinking.
Is that the definition of FU money? It is, right?
I think I wouldn't call it FU money. It's sort of I'd rather not money.
I'd rather not money.
Yeah, there's no anger implied.
That's true.
If there's something I'd rather not do, I just don't do it.
That's a good way to live.
Yeah.
That's a good way to be.
Listen, it doesn't suck.
Right.
So what do Connor and I need to do
That's a good question.
to get in the will?
Okay, I thought you were going to ask about the show.
Succeed.
But
You just want
the will is much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off, Eric Wentworth has already called dibs on the watch.
That's fine.
Okay.
Get in the will.
The watch is all right. We don't need the watch.
You're probably going to have
No, you check that watch out.
Okay.
You might want that watch.
Yeah. You're probably going to have to kill my wife,
Oh, boy.
Done?
daughter, dog.
Dog.
No, I won't kill the dog.
No, the dog's not named in the will.
Oh, you're not one of those people?
No.
I'm leaving $20 million
Those to
to
my-
Rascal.
Well, it seems like I could leave a small stipend. I mean, how much is dog food going to be for an additional 10 years?
I don't know. How old's your dog? Young?
3.
3? Oh, yeah. So about 10 years.
About 10.
What type of dog?
Oh, he is a mutt.
A mutt? Nice.
He's very nice.
Is he? Yeah.
Oh, you'd love him.
Really?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll bring him by someday.
You should. He can come on the show.
His name's Milo.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good name. Solid.
Isn't that from like a Disney thing?
I don't know. My
No?
daughter came up with the name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was it's like what's the one with Stitch? Lilo and Stitch or something? I thought there was a Milo in there. Am I
There
making
may
this
well
up?
have been.
It's possible.
Possible. No one knows.
No.
Oh boy.
No. We're not aware. So, I mean, if you didn't hear from Buford.
Because
who-
we've heard from him a few weeks in a like how many weeks in a row? 4 or 5 weeks in a row?
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of been counting on it and
Yep.
looking forward to it.
I think everyone's looking forward to a response from Buford, but he didn't say anything. I don't know if he's in Mississippi for a Bible study, if the church told him that he shouldn't watch the show anymore.
See, that's
That could have been
progress.
it.
Last time you called it a fucking Bible study.
Going to one of those fucking Bible studies again. What the hell do you do with that shit anyways?
Now, so if we didn't hear from him, did anybody else shit on you this week?
No, not really. I've been going off him. Someone did comment in on Facebook. I forget who it was. I have no idea who the person was. And they were asking if Jason was an actual comic. So I think they were trying to be funny. And then they never responded after that. I said something back to them. They had nothing to say.
Wow. That's unkind.
That was unkind, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with the social media is there's just a lot of cruelty.
Is that part of the reason why you want to retire? Or not? Or choose not to work anymore is the correct terminology, right?
Correct.
Yep.
You know, I'm choosing not to work for now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If something good comes along, okay.
This isn't good?
No, this was great
is
fun,
good, right?
and Ben's going to be very happy here.
You think so?
Oh yeah, you can see the joy.
I can see he's beaming ear to ear over there. You guys can't see, but he's ecstatic.
Oh, I mean, constant.
It's like looking at his watch. He's like, "How much longer of this?"
He'll be playing us out in a couple minutes.
His car started outside.
How did you know?
Do you got the remote starter?
I do.
I don't have that.
No,
No.
So I got one up on you.
Yeah.
Finally.
Wow.
2 weeks I've been hanging out with you. I've been trying to find one way I have an advantage over
No,
Ed.
you have
Other
the
than
remote
youth.
start. It
Youth,
doesn't have
yeah.
it.
Well, youth is wasted on the young, as they say.
As they do say that.
The youth is wasted on the young. What does that mean?
Figure it out.
I'm gonna have to
Let's
Google
puzzle
it.
through it
I'm
with
gonna have to
them.
Google it or something. The youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
The young is the youth, right?
Huh.
But you're only. He's like, what am I getting myself into? But you're only as young as you feel.
I'm going to retract
You're only
that.
as young as the woman you feel.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
I'm going to retract that. You know, we're going nowhere with this.
Yeah.
How old do you feel, Ed? Young, right? 25.
No.
Vibrant.
No, I'm ancient.
You're ancient?
Yeah, I feel about 104.
104, okay. If I was 104, I'd probably not work anymore either.
Yeah, well, I'm just so fucking wise.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Beyond my years.
Wise beyond your years.
Yeah.
So your wisdom is like infinite.
There's so much of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was explaining to Ben, I think, earlier today that I worked with a guy. We started a company together, and he said to me one day, "You know what it is about you?" I said, "No, but I have a feeling you're going to tell me." He said, "The thing about you is you have a Walmart brain."
Is that a good thing?
Well, I
Kind
said,
of sounds like an insult.
I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah. you got a little bit of everything in there, but none of it's worth shit.
That's a good thing. It means you're well-rounded, right?
It means I have a lot of useless information in my head.
Which is great for podcasting.
It is.
It is, right? Because then you know a little bit about everything. So you can
It
relate to
is.
all the shows.
I can hop on Pit Life Barbecue and comment on cumin and how some people feel as though it tastes like sweat, although that seemed
Really?
to put the guy off a little
It
bit.
was a little
He was
perturbed by that.
Did you offend someone, Ed?
Well, I didn't mean that his rubs tasted like sweat necessarily. I just said some people
There were
don't enjoy
some
cumin.
people. That's never a good start when you start with some people.
I didn't say-
No, it's you people, right?
Those
Some
Either
people. Those
one.
people.
Any of them.
That's a good way.
Now, be careful where you're treading.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, you've been accused of racism
I have.
on this podcast.
You should know that, Ben, that there was an accusation about 20 weeks ago from somebody out of Central Visayas.
And
Listen, I've produced a lot of shows where the hosts have been accused of racism. So this isn't new territory for me.
All right.
He's good. He's ready then.
So he's comfortable with it.
We have a veteran on hand.
Listen, he's got to be comfortable with controversy at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
After all this, right?
Yeah.
So what's the plan for retirement, Ed? Do you have big plans?
No.
You're downplaying it. I know you got something up your sleeve. What are you going to do?
I'm going to ride my bicycle.
You said you're going to ride your bike. Is it literally a bicycle or you
Yeah.
have a motorcycle?
No, it's a bicycle.
So you're going like a full Schwinn?
You're going the full Schwinn, Ed.
Not the half.
It's somewhat similar. It's a custom-made titanium bicycle with electronic shifting.
What does that do? Electronic shifting?
Yeah.
Does that make it easier?
Oh, it makes it better.
It makes it better. Okay.
Yeah, you know how you used to you shift and it goes clunkety clunkety clunk on your chain?
Yes. Yep.
This, you just press the button and it instantly electronically shifts. So it's
Really?
almost seamless.
Is
yeah.
it so? Is it like a car when you shift? It just does it for you?
Oh, no, it's not an
transmission?
automatic
No?
transmission. I mean, that's a failed concept in the world of bicycles.
All right. They tried it. Didn't work.
Exactly.
You're
They've
right, you
tried
do know a
lot
little of
things.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I might, ride that around town, see if anyone runs me over.
Do you have any pegs on the back of your mongoose bike?
No, I
Is it a
don't.
mongoose?
I just tried to find the most obscure bike from like 1996 that
Yo,
everyone wanted.
mongooses were cool when we were younger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the pegs.
With the pegs, you had to have
Had to.
pegs. You had to.
This is made by a company called Seven.
Seven, really?
Yeah.
Very creative.
That is very creative.
Yeah,
So it's
you
a
like
bike,
that, do
a
you?
bike company that has electric shifting that's named Seven.
Well, they don't make those components. Those are made by Shimano.
Okay, Shimano. That sounds like somebody from the mafia.
Well, Shimano makes not just bicycle components; they're big in fishing reels as well. As
Really?
Ben probably well knows.
Of course.
He looked like he was
Yeah,
all
he
on
was
that.
about to jump in on the Shimano. thing.
He looked like he was ready to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are your plan? Is that part of the retirement plan? Is hopefully get hit by a car while you're
Well,
riding
no,
a bike?
I'm not
Or is that,
hoping for
is that
it.
just gravy on the cake? Or
I'm not hoping for that, but it's a risk you take when you hit the mean streets.
that's very true. What mean streets are you planning on roaming?
I'll probably ride around Carlisle, Concord, so
Carlisle, Concord. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
maybe Lincoln, just fancy towns.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I'm not riding through the ghettos.
You don't want to ride through Lawrence or anything then, no?
No,
you
I generally don't ride through Lawrence in my car anymore.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna ride the bike. That's it. What else are you planning? You're going to Florida, right? But you're
Yeah.
not gonna live there.
No. No, I'm
That's
just-
where retired
I'm
people
just
go, right?
going to be with the old people.
Yep, just to see how it is. Are you gonna test it out, or
No, I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, old people
yeah?
don't like them.
You don't like old people?
No.
What is it you have against them?
The odor is problem number one.
Okay, what do you think that they smell like?
Like old people.
Like
you
old
know
people,
what,
okay.
You
Yes.
know old
Ben,
people.
you think they have a
Yes,
stench
there's
as
a
well?
very
It's-
pungent odor that old people just let off.
Now I'm going to be accused of ageism.
Yeah,
That's
yes, you
fine.
are.
That's
Is
fine.
that not a bad thing? No.
Yeah, but
No,
see,
'cause the
I
people complaining will be gone in a short while. So.
and I am old,
Yeah,
so
they'll be dead.
I can shit on old people because
Actually,
I'm
that's
one
true,
of them.
right?
We can too.
Yeah.
So we have protection through
So-
Ed.
We have
Old-
speed on our side.
Old people smell is kind of the smell of prematurely rotting flesh
Okay, is that what it is?
with a little potpourri thrown in on top of it.
What's potpourri? Is that something they cook with?
No.
Potpourri is two things. One, it's a category in Jeopardy.
Okay. Yep.
And two, what it is, typically comes in a small like wooden box with a bunch of random like scents and smells in it. You open it up and you get that aroma throughout the room.
Okay.
Old women in particular love potpourri.
Did they use potpourri as like their perfume or something?
Just
They
to
use like
put
Shalimar as their perfume.
to put a scent other than rotting flesh in their homes.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Sometimes they'll put it in the bathroom for other reasons.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the show The Walking Dead and just kind of assumed what it might smell like?
I have not. No, I've seen the people, the zombies, right?
They
Yeah,
are
they're
zombies.
dead.
That's basically what West Florida smells like.
Yeah. But I'm going to Orlando for a podcast convention. It's called Podfest.
You retire from podcast. The next day you go to the podcast fest.
Yeah.
Do you just want to get rid of Conor commentary? You can tell us that. It's like, I'm done with this
You know,
show. I'm going to fake a retirement and get out of here.
I did. No, I love it here.
You do? All right.
Yeah. I might come visit.
All right.
You know, I'm
We
still
have
going
an open seat for you anytime.
I'm still going to smoke cigars.
So you're going to have to come
Yeah,
here
I mean,
then.
if Pat O'Leary's on, I'm all in.
Okay, all right. Pat O'Leary, if you're listening, Ed wants you to come on. Chime in.
I've got some life advice for Pat O'Leary.
Do you? What's
Not
here?
really.
Can we at least get one tidbit of life advice? He needs a lot.
I don't know. I mean, he had a popular episode, right?
He had the second most popular episode to date, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
And then he was surpassed by James Michael Sama on
New
January
Year's.
1st. Yeah, New Year's.
Yeah.
Big time
Well,
surpassation.
New Year's is a time for fresh starts.
That's true.
And probably everybody wanted to tune into this particular show to figure out
That's
how
my
to
guess.
straighten out their life. and
Yes.
Put a plan of action in place for the new year.
We taught a lot of people what to do. That was about 2 months ago. How
Yeah.
many people do you think? How many lives do you think we've saved?
Well,
or put on the right path because of that episode.
I got a question for you. How much of that have you applied to your own life?
Probably about 1%.
1%.
Yeah.
And can you describe that 1%, or this is just a feeling?
That's just a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gone over the head now.
Yeah.
I was supposed to change. I was going to wake up earlier. I was going to have better eating habits or something.
Well, you did throw on a tie.
I did.
So
I wore a
that's step
tie today.
one.
So that's step one. That's the 1%.
Next week, when you're back and
Yep.
Ed will be back, can we just do maybe a 3-minute tutorial on the video of how to tie a tie?
We're going to
yeah.
have to, apparently.
I mean, that is a mess.
How bad is it, Ed? That's what I do every morning. I
Ben.
wear a tie every day. Ben, what do
I
you
haven't
think?
worn a tie in about 20 years,
No,
but
no,
that's a
but-
little rough.
I got to get a job as a podcast producer or something where I don't have to dress up.
Yeah.
You just wear hoodies all day.
Is that the dress code for you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and typically, and listen, I'm not a fashionista, obviously.
No, I thought you
But
might be.
if you're going to put on a tie, usually you don't pair it with Under Armour gear. I mean, I'm just saying.
Is that a thing too? There's so many rules. I'm going to have to write down all the rules.
Unless Under Armour is starting to make sport jackets or tuxedos.
I don't think they are, but they could be.
Yeah.
They make pretty much everything else.
Right.
They make Tom Brady's pajamas, don't they?
They make something for him.
They
got
do,
something
right?
to
He's
do
got
with
something
them.
to do with Under Armour.
Speaking of him, is
Yes.
he coming back?
I don't know. It's
Ben knows.
Ben knows.
I
Ben,
mean,
tell
he's a sports guy.
Ben.
I know all. I
him-
still think he's coming back, even
All
though
right.
the story today, if you're watching this live, is that now the 49ers are highly interested in what are they going to do with Jimmy. And they can outright release him before, I believe it's April 1st,
Do you think that's real?
without any punishment.
Is that a real story?
It's a real story. I just don't know how likely that outcome would be.
So-
I still, if I was a betting man, I'd still place my bet on Tom Brady being back with the Patriots.
Can you bet on that?
I'm sure
Yes, you
can.
You can?
I know some sites.
What are the odds? Do we know?
I don't know the odds right now, but
All right.
So, all
So
right.
he
The
has to be the
49ers
favorite, right?
release Garoppolo,
sure.
and then Brady goes over there, and then Belichick signs Garoppolo.
That would probably be what would happen in that
Really?
scenario. Yes.
That is quite the scenario.
Because if you think about it, what would be the other quarterback options you would have
Right.
if Tom Brady were no longer a New England Patriot? And when you start to go down that list, it's not an impressive list
It's
unless
a
you like
terrible
scrubs.
list.
Cam Newton,
Marcus Mariota,
Andy Dalton,
Andy Dalton. Ugh.
Tannehill.
Ugh.
I'd take Jimmy G over all of those guys. And I'm not
Oh,
a big
of
Jimmy G
course.
fan.
Right, of course.
Listen, I say this in the most respectful way.
Mhm.
I don't want a ginger quarterback.
Okay.
What if he would have dyed his
I don't know
hair?
how respectful that actually was, but it's a good attempt.
No, but if you say it with all due respect,
Then you
can say anything.
Right.
With all due respect, everything I'm about to say is terrible.
Fair enough. What if
Well-
he dyed his hair black then?
I don't know.
Well,
You
would it
be
count?
honest. Would you want a ginger quarterback?
I mean, if he was good, I don't want Andy Dalton because I think he sucks.
I would if it was the lingerie football league.
That's very true.
Mm.
Are they still going? Is that still a thing?
No idea.
They've been bought out by the XFL yet, or
Vince McMahon came in. Now you're the Divas Football League.
Does anyone know what happened with the puppy Super Bowl this year? I missed it.
It was a slaughter.
Blood everywhere.
Mayhem.
what is the puppy Super Bowl?
The Puppy Bowl, they do it every
Yeah.
year. Like Animal Planet or one of those type of channels does this. It's just a bunch of cute puppies running around on a fake field.
Oh, is that the day of the Super Bowl where
Yeah.
they do it?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that when they bring like the Lassie dogs and they're all groomed and like they're all like pampered and stuff and they have them run through little things?
No, that's the
No?
Westminster Kennel Dog Show. Something very, very different.
Ben, you seem to know just about this West Kennel Minister
Westminster
dog show.
Kennel Dog Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I know about it is when I was a little kid and I was a wrestling fan.
Yep.
I loved the WWF.
Who did you like?
Back then,
Yeah. The Undertaker.
How could you not be a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin?
That's very
I mean,
true.
he
I was a
the
huge
man.
fan.
So Monday nights in February,
Yep.
all of a sudden I'd flip to USA Network to go watch some Monday Night Raw, and all of a
And
sudden I'd
guess
see
what?
1,000 dogs running around and go, son of a bitch, no Raw this week.
They were taken over by the dog show, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
back
big.
then.
Wow. It's a big thing.
Yeah, you may be aware of another show on the network called The Quirky Dog. They could probably tell
Oh,
you
that's
all
very
about
true.
that stuff.
Anybody looking, what do they do again? They train dogs, right?
They are dog trainers,
Yes.
yeah.
You familiar with them, Ben?
I am familiar with them
Wow, he already knows.
Oh, he knows them.
That's good. That's good
on a
news.
deep personal level.
Really?
No.
Well, their dog came on and had like 40,000 followers. Was that them, or am I making that
I
up?
think it was 60,000
60,000 followers.
and it wasn't their dog, it was Havoc the Great.
Oh, Havoc the Great.
Yeah.
Does he draw like a appearance fee?
I don't know what Havoc, he didn't say much.
No, he didn't have a lot to
He
say.
ate, I think, 3 Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good start.
It's a good start, but then I'm thinking, okay, well, this dog has 60,000 Instagram
I
followers.
need to be friends with that dog.
Well, then I went and looked. Well, what dog has the most? And
Oh man, Joe Rogan's dog's got to be up
I
there.
didn't come up with the name of the dog, but I think the one with the most was more at a 10 million
What?
level.
What?
Yeah, to make the top
Jesus.
10, you had to have over 1 million followers as
Really?
a dog.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought Joe Rogan's dog had like 350,000
Oh.
followers. I thought that was absurd.
No, Joe Rogan's
is
dog is
absurd.
nobody.
Apparently, yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
That dog would never make it
His
on the
dog's just an
Westminster
average
dog
bitch.
show. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So you have to have 1 million followers as a dog on
to
Instagram
crack the
to
top
crack
10.
the top 10.
Yeah.
How much money do you think they make off those dogs?
It didn't seem like Havoc was motivated by
No.
financial concerns.
He didn't seem too worried
A
about
couple
it.
donuts, and he was happy
He-
as could be.
He must have enough money not to work.
Oh yeah,
He
he's
must.
got
he
choices.
He must be dog retired.
Yeah,
10 million followers. That's absurd.
Yeah.
How many do you have, Ben?
In real life or on social media?
Social media.
500?
500. Okay.
Now, I
Pretty good.
used
We're
to
gonna
have
get on 'em.
5,000 before I closed that account down.
Right. Too much toxicity on
A little too
Twitter's
much toxicity. It's just negative, 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 and every time you open it, even if it has nothing to do with you, it's all negative, and you're like, I'm all set.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Did Buford follow you?
I think in real life.
Buford Myers, respectfully.
Respectfully,
He might say something, but he'll respect it. He'll end it respectfully.
but it always
Buford
starts
T.
with
Myers.
Mr. Connor.
Yes, dear Mr. Connor.
Mr.
Do we think he
Connor.
has a webcam?
I'm gonna have to find out. I would imagine
that would be
so.
awesome.
Because we
to get
can
him
get
on.
him on the show if he has a webcam.
If I have to, I will invest in a webcam just to get him on the show and mail it to him.
Just
I'll-
with a
wow.
note, please send back when you're done.
Yes, I'll put a thing. I will give a donation to the church if he comes on.
Well, and
The church?
Whatever church it is, I don't know. I don't know. Is it Christianity? I don't know what type of church he goes to.
He never said.
He never said, right?
no.
So it could be a bunch of different religions, right? How many religions are there?
Well, you wouldn't typically
6,
refer to a holy house for Jewish people as a church.
Okay,
Or
what's
with
that?
Muslims, you
Is that a
wouldn't call-
synagogue
Sure. Or temple.
or a temple? Okay.
And then for Muslims, they have a mosque.
Yep.
So you wouldn't really refer to churches as other religions, just variants of Christianity.
Okay. Gotcha.
Catholicism, Protestantism.
You
that
know
kind
a
of
lot
stuff.
about religion, huh?
I'm like a junior ed.
Okay,
I know
you
a-
are a junior Ed.
I know a little about a lot.
Okay,
Oh,
that's good. That's what we
this'll come in
need.
handy.
Yes.
That's what we need. Ed, how do you think he's going to fill your shoes? Be honest.
Pretty.
I
What
don't know.
size you are?
I think these are 11s or 11 and a half.
Ed's
I think
got
we're
big
right on the
feet.
money then.
Congrats.
All right, we're good.
Both of you guys, huh?
We know
Yes.
stuff.
You guys know stuff. I know. You guys have the Walmart brains,
Yeah.
which
It's a
I
Walmart brain.
which I thought might be kind of insulting, but
No,
it actually
no.
sounds like a
If
compliment.
his is a Walmart brain, mine's a Kmart brain.
Wow,
Let's be real.
You're only going to
Well,
stay at Kmart. I thought you might up it to Target.
We'll,
You-
we'll leave it at Kohl's.
Okay,
How about
all
that?
right, close.
I used to work
Your
for that
brain's
horrible
shutting
show.
down rapidly.
Yeah, After listening to all these shows, your IQ might go down a little bit.
Can't go down much lower.
So, Ed, what are you excited for?
Nothing.
Just to ride your bike?
Nothing.
I thought you were
Even
gonna-
that doesn't excite me.
That doesn't excite you?
you thought I'd have grand plans?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I thought you were going to like travel the world, or you're going to be like,
Ooh.
I'm going to ride my bike across the country like Mike Posner did, or whatever he
No,
did.
when I-
Like,
When I worked at my career, I traveled way too much.
oh, you did?
I figure over 2 million air miles.
What?
Yeah.
Did you
so
stock any up? Do you still have them on deck, or do you use them all?
I've used most of them. I
Really?
mean, for the Podfest thing, I'm
Yep.
flying for free on points and staying at the
Nice.
Marriott for free on points. So
Good
I
for
still
you.
got a little bit stashed because after you spend that much time on an airplane,
Yep.
you never want to get on an airplane again.
Very true. I
You
can
know.
imagine. Yeah.
So it's always a little bit of a discussion. My wife will say, well, "Where are we going for vacation?" And I point at my chair because that's really all I want to do.
Yeah,
is go sit in
you
the
want a
chair.
staycation,
Yeah.
and she wants to go somewhere.
Well, yeah.
Where's the nicest place you've ever brought her?
That's a difficult one. I mean, we're planning a 25th anniversary trip,
Nice.
and we can't decide where.
No.
No, she was talking about a safari,
Yep.
but then it turns out I can't shoot anything.
Okay, so that's off the list.
Well, I think I spoiled it for her when I said, well, okay, so we're just going to go to this big African preserve, which is basically a big zoo.
Yep.
I mean, let's just go down Stoneham Zoo.
Right.
And then she didn't want to go anymore.
But I
so-
think you go in like a truck or like a thing, and you drive through the actual safari, and like lions are there. So you're like inside the zoo,
So what?
but it might be dangerous.
Yeah. No,
So-
I'm not doing that.
So you guys are leaving the country?
Yeah, I mean, latest speculation is we might go to the Nam,
Okay.
Vietnam.
If not, you thinking about Alabama, or
I was in Vietnam.
you were in Vietnam?
Yeah, it wasn't dangerous, though. It was just a few years ago.
It
was 1994.
Yeah. Back in 07, I was there.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Did you? Yeah. It's
You
a
don't
cool place
strike
to
me
go.
as a beach person, and Vietnam's got some of the best beaches in the world.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
did
I'm
not know
very,
that.
very white.
You are
Yeah.
very white.
Yeah, I can't go in the
We've
sun.
been all saying it behind your
Even-
back.
And mostly they
Ed
kept
Sullivan.
me over there to keep me out of these lights.
That makes sense. So you burn as soon as you go in the sun?
Yeah.
I do the same.
The food's
It's not fun.
fantastic.
Is it
though.
really?
Oh, yeah.
What do they have there?
You know,
Is it like
food.
is it kind of like Chinese food, or
It's got a spicier component to
yeah?
it. Yeah. Ever have Thai food?
I've had Thai food. Yep.
Yeah. So Thailand's right next to Vietnam. You got Cambodia. So
Yeah.
a lot of the cuisine is somewhat similar.
Is that near the Central Visayas?
I can't remember. Where was that?
Off the
Malaysia, right?
No, it was owned by the
Philippines?
Philippines. Yeah. Is that near the Philippines?
Not particularly. It's
No, I
not-
don't know about geography.
No, we
How
know
many
that.
how many hour flight does it take to get over there?
It's a long one. I mean, when I used to travel to Japan quite a bit. So you'd figure from the time I left in the morning till I hit the hotel in Tokyo, 23 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you get a bed on the plane?
Oh, well, it depended. If I flew with the guy who had the private jet,
Oh, there you go.
then that was living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's nice.
Yeah.
But if not, then you don't. What do you do? How do you sleep?
Usually I could get an upgrade to at least business class.
Yep.
But no, sometimes you don't sleep.
Really?
No.
That's a long time. 23 hours.
I know. And then
How many meals do they serve you?
then if you're only staying for 3 days and turning right around again,
Mhm.
it's kind of brutal.
Right. And then what's the time difference?
It's probably 10 to 12-ish hours. Is
Oh,
my
really?
guess. Yeah.
So does it mess you all up when you come back?
Oh, yeah.
That's
and then often
oh.
I'd come back and fly to Europe.
Oh, really? So you've been traveling all over the place.
Everywhere.
So that's why you want to stay in your chair and only ride your bike and not do anything else.
Exactly. You can't get too far on the bike.
Right. I thought you were going to retire, move to Florida, and live on the beach for the rest of your life or something.
I'm not going to Florida.
Yeah.
We started there. I don't like the old people.
You hate the old people. They smell. They stink, and you hate them. What else do you have against them? Was it just that they smell, or?
That's a lot of it. And
yeah. So if they smell better, you would be more inclined to like live amongst them.
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Still totally against the elderly.
I think so.
All right, that's fair.
All right, I think we've learned a lot here.
We've learned a lot. What else do you have to say? What do you want your final comment on the show to be, Ed?
Well, it's been a real pleasure.
I appreciate it. It has been a real pleasure.
We did our best to talk you out of it.
You did, and we're still here 28 weeks later.
Listen, there's no way on earth I could have imagined that I would be on the stage
28 weeks
doing a podcast with you.
That's very true.
And so, best of luck.
Thank you.
Continue on.
I certainly will.
As I say, if you can get Pat O'Leary up here.
Pat, now you're being called on.
Yeah.
Then you'll come back?
Yes.
All right.
If you
that's
promise
fair.
Either to not wear a tie or learn to tie one.
I'm going to go with the second of the two.
Let's get you a bow tie.
I appreciate
Step
that.
your game all the way up.
All the way up. I'll just clip the thing right on. We won't need to do anything.
You look awful spiffy.
I would, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's fair then.
That's
the new look. All right. Ben is back next week. It's him and I. We'll have Matthew Tobacco on, so tune in then. It's going to be a fun one.
One comment?
Yes.
It's he and I.
He and I. What'd I say?
You said him and I.
Oh, God. Not a good start.
Conor, I won't correct your grammar.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.